major global powers arrive in Ethiopia in the space of 1 month. Addis Ababa has emerged as the diplomatic hotspot in Africa this month, having hosted 3 key international leaders in just 3 weeks. The latest visitor, Israeli President Isaac Herzog, arrived at Bole International Airport this morning and was greeted cordially by Ethiopia's Minister of Foreign Affairs 𝐏𝐫𝐞𝐬𝐢 𝐏𝐫𝐞𝐬𝐢 and State Minister 𝐵𝐵𝐴 𝐶𝐵. Addis Ababa has hosted leaders from Israel, Turkey, and Italy within 3 weeks, underscoring its diplomatic significance. Israeli President Isaac Herzog is conducting talks in Ethiopia, focusing on bilateral relations and cooperation in politics, trade, and technology. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan's visit resulted in a memorandum for joint energy and infrastructure projects, boosting industrial development ties. Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni visited to co-host the Italy-Africa Summit and introduced the Mattei Plan for sustainable cooperation aligned with the African Union's goals. During his visit, Herzog is expected to engage in high-level discussions aimed at boosting bilateral relations and exploring opportunities for collaboration in politics, trade, and technology. President Herzog is expected to hold discussions with senior government officials on matters aimed at further strengthening the bilateral relations between the two countries, Ethiopia's Ministry of Foreign Affairs stated on X. To begin with, the Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan visited Addis Ababa last week, with the intent to deepen cooperation in energy and finance. During his visit, as seen on Reuters, Turkey and Ethiopia inked a memorandum to collaborate on joint energy production and infrastructure projects. This agreement represents a common vision for industrial development and cross-border cooperation, highlighting Ethiopia's appeal as a hub for investment and innovation. Earlier in February, Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni visited Addis Ababa to co-host the 2nd Italy-Africa Summit and address the 39th African Union Summit. It is my great honor and pleasure to welcome Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni to Ethiopia as we co-host the 2nd Italy-Africa Summit. This occasion represents more than a diplomatic gathering. It symbolizes the deepening partnership between Italy and African nations, a partnership grounded in mutual respect, shared responsibility, and a common vision for sustainable growth, the Prime Minister of Ethiopia, Abiy Ahmed, stated. The Italian Prime Minister's visit highlighted Italy's renewed commitment to long-term cooperation in Africa with the unveiling of the Mattei Plan. The program, designed as an open platform for collaboration, is in line with the African Union's Agenda 2063, which promotes development in agriculture, energy, infrastructure, and trade. She stressed addressing migration not through quick answers, but by developing opportunities and jobs across the continent, with Ethiopia as a key partner. There may be more to the convergence of these visits than just ceremonial diplomacy. Ethiopia's recent hosting of officials from Israel, Turkey, and Italy shows just how much the country's growing international prominence is. Situated in the Horn of Africa, as East Africa's largest economy, and being the center of major events in the region, Ethiopia's relevance in African affairs cannot be overstated.